And we're back here on the party on CHMR.
Yes, we are.
I'm your host, Warren Gordon.
And I'm Chelsea Skanes.
We're sitting here with our guests for the hour, SoHo Ghetto.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
Hello.
How are you?
Hey. Brody, say hi.
Hi, guys. All right.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks, man.
And welcome to Newfoundland.
Yes.
Thank you. First time.
Yeah.
How are you guys finding it?
Great. I mean, we knew it would be great, and Mark and I have been here before, but the rest of our band hasn't. Well, sorry, Alex has, but the rest of our band, they're
Alex has never been to St.
screeched
John's.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's all.
The important question is, have you tried Towtons?
I loved it.
Yeah, Toutons are good.
Good.
Not this time yet,
Good.
but last time I was here, I ate some Toutons.
Yeah, but we didn't have any this morning.
No,
Pretty
we didn't.
Eggs Benny breakfast. Not
Yeah.
much. No
Which was
salt
delicious,
instructions.
especially at 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
It was good. That's when we finally got around to it. I think.
Dragging yourself out of bed.
Yeah, it was tough.
So do you guys want to introduce yourself and just, I guess, go around the table and talk about yourself and what you do in the band?
Sure. My name's Mark Antoine Robertson. I'm the lead singer in the band. So,
I'm Brian McKay, and I play mandolin and synth, and yeah.
Alex Mead. I play guitar, acoustic guitar, or electric guitar.
the opposite of that.
I wish I played acoustic guitar. Wasn't better than Mark is, but unfortunately I can't play two instruments at the same time, so I can only play electric.
And with us is,
It's Brody the Roadie.
Yeah, Brody the Roadie.
I drive trucks and make beds.
Yeah.
He's a native son to Nova Scotia.
And he's good at it.
On your fine island.
Yeah. He's been driving us around all weekend, so you can come into the interview with us.
Very nice.
fun.
Glad to have you.
Yeah, Brody the Roadie.
So do you guys just want to talk a bit about the band and how it was formed?
The band was formed a few years ago. I mean, we formed about, I guess, me and Brian have been doing it for under SoHo Ghetto. Like, we've been playing under the name SoHo Ghetto for about 4.5 years, but we've been playing as this incarnation for about 2, just over 2. And we kind of just, I mean, it was kind of a pet project that I started like years ago. I was living overseas and I wrote a bunch of songs, and I came home and recorded an album with Brian, and at that point Alex hadn't joined the band yet, and some friends, and just kind of took it like a hobby, and it just snowballed and turned into something a bit bigger and bigger and bigger, and kind of just about a year and a half ago we were picked up by an agent out of Toronto. And at that point, it kind of like started to transition from hobby to profession, I guess you could say. Second profession, anyway. So since then, we've kind of just been, steadily playing and gigging and recording music and giving it a good go. Yeah, but it just kind of started by accident, on purpose, but like, we never thought we'd be doing it. We never thought we'd be in Newfoundland playing. That's for sure.
We're not spring chickens.
Yeah, we're old. It was, and I mean, for the last like 2.5 years, everyone's working pretty hard at the same goal. It's been a real labor of love, so yeah, totally.
So where did the name come from?
Oh, God. We get that all the time. SoHo Ghetto, honestly, actually I was living with Adam.
Brody the Roadie.
I was living with Brody the Roadie in North End, Halifax. And I think I just had been drinking a bunch of wine that night and was like, oh man, this is a great name if I ever have a band. This is like years before I started the band. And I was like, if I ever have a band, I'm going to call it SoHo Ghetto. And that's the reason. Like, that's it. Like, there's nothing to it. I suppose, like, I usually say like Soho like represents like, like it's an artsy kind of hub in New York, and there's an artsy hub in London called Soho, and I've never been to the New York one, but I've been to the London one, and it's just an area that's like associated with art, and ghetto is where we were living in, like a ghetto at the time, in a part of Halifax, and kind of a student-y ghetto where a lot of artists live. So I was like, all right, well, it kind of means poor artist, I guess, to a certain extent. But mostly I was just drunk and came up with it.
I think you did a fine job.
He always wants me to cut me off to explain it.
Or make something
There's
up.
no
That's
reason.
way more interesting.
That's what you should do every
Yeah, I
time
know.
you go to somewhere
I
different.
should give someone a different answer
Yeah.
every single time. I like to be honest. But there's
Since
no
it's
hidden
a
meaning.
person,
Yeah.
Ghetto was his last name.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the guy I met. Yeah.
All right, let's take it off with another track here from SoHo Ghetto's album. This one is called Anchor Tattoo. Back here on the party on CHMR.
Yes, we are. So you
Nice.
just heard
You guys do that rhyme every time?
Yeah.
This is a party.
Let's get it started.
That should be. We should come up with a rhyme.
We should.
I never really thought of that. You know.
Or 2 or 3 maybe. You switch it up.
Yeah, we should.
Stop telling them how to do the joke.
Sorry. Back.
Hey, Brody.
Well, we did get nominated for some awards, so I guess we're doing something right. Well, you know. Don't mean to brag, boss.
Your rhyming thing's working out pretty well so far.
Well, there's a reason that we didn't get nominated till this year, and this year's when we started rhyming.
Yeah.
So there we go.
That's you know.
That's not a coincidence.
Cool. So you guys are saying that this album, "Humble Beginnings Make for Good Nightlife,"
Yeah.
which is an awesome title, is pretty much your first like real album. I guess you just want to talk a little bit about this album.
Yeah. I mean, it was like an album that we'd been working on essentially for like, 2 years since the beginning. It was the first thing we did as this incarnation of the band. Like I said, it's changed a few times over the years. People have come and gone. We've recently gone from a 7-piece to a 6-piece, so things have changed. And these were songs that we had been playing for some of them for 3 years, some of them since the beginning, and some of them were a bit more recent. So it was kind of like songs over the course of 2 years that we kind of put together. Whereas the next project's a bit more compact. The songs were written in a year, and they were done as a band, and it was a bit more of a band effort.
Mm-hmm. I think this Humble Beginnings was something more like a band recording its songs and just kind of recording them as they play them, and then adding a couple things afterwards. It wasn't much of a produced effort in the sense of artistically trying to shape the music while in the studio. Mm-hmm. It was pretty much trying to lay down what was already there and just embellish it a little bit. Mm-hmm. Whereas the new project that we've just are just putting the finishing touches on with Daniel Ledwell was something that was there was a lot more studio tweaking that was going on, and the creative process extended into the studio and continued in the studio, and it was recorded over a longer duration. Mm-hmm. So it represents a different kind of sound, I think, because of that.
And by no means is either one better or worse.
Yeah,
they're just different ways to do it.
Yeah, different process.
I think they're probably pretty common things you see as bands develop. They want to initially just kind of get what they have, so let's get this down and get it out, and then next time up to bat you get a little more ambitious. So
the creative process changes.
Yeah.
Well, you know what you do. Like this time we're going to do it this way. This didn't work so much. We want to try and approach it from a different direction. Keep things interesting.
I'm working with Dan Ledwell.
He produced the album, by the way.
Okay.
Just because we keep dropping his name.
Yes, sorry. Yeah.
A new one.
Yes, our newest album, Dan Ledwell produced, and
if you don't know his work, he was nominated, or actually won an ECMA last year.
He got an ECMA. He's a man about town on the East Coast when it comes to music. He's produced Jen Grant and
Don Brownrigg.
Don Brownrigg was a member of In-Flight Safety for 10 years.
I'm not sure what he did, but I know I saw him doing some work with local people, Repartee. So
yes, he did some songs with Repartee as well. I know they worked together anyways, beyond that.
I saw him at the farmer's market one time.
He's getting it free.
He also paints.
yeah,
He's very
he owns
earthy.
2 dogs.
Very earthy.
Yeah.
Makes a mean
Anyway, he produced this album. So this was an album like versus this another to the point. The old album was just like this collective collaboration with the whole band. This is the first time we've let someone from the outside, completely objective, completely new, come in and kind of take over and be an 8th member of the band essentially, because he kind of controlled a huge portion of how it sounded and had a lot of creative control in the process. And some of the songs were just made in the studio with him essentially. So it provided for a real eclectic mix on the album, and just a completely new approach to the project. Yeah.
Cool. Where do you guys, I guess, find inspiration for your music?
I write all the songs. Like I play guitar and write all the songs on guitar and kind of bring it to the way I usually describe it is I bring like a skeleton to the band, and the rest of the band kind of like digs in, and they kind of add the skin and organs. The teeth, if you will. Yes.
And which part of the body do you bring?
The skeleton. I told
Oh,
you.
the skeleton, right. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
I think you
We've been
specifically
talking-
bring
You've
the
talked for so
pancreas.
long, I stopped paying attention.
Yeah.
You're in the lower third.
But yeah,
Knees.
inspiration. I mean, everywhere. I'm not really the type of songwriter that writes about any one thing. And as far as the band goes, I mean, I think other music inspires us a lot. We listen to a lot of music, and everybody listens to a lot of different music, and kind of brings that to the table. And I mean, if I were to choose one thing that affected the band overall, as far as inspiration is concerned, it's music. It's other bands, for sure.
What artists in particular?
It's really varied if you look across
Yeah.
the spectrum
Yeah.
of the band. Like Brian here plays mandolin and synthesizer, and he is like the bluegrass
Which in
and
and of
roots
itself.
master in the band, and has a lot more depth. And like for instance, I studied jazz in school, so that's something that I know more about. And Mark doesn't even like jazz, so it's really across the board.
Hate it.
But when it comes to things that we all like, I think that we've really seen in the last couple of years an emergence of like a love of like 80s pop and what we're now affectionately referring to as dad rock.
Yeah.
The kind of music that you picture your dad driving down the road and it comes on the radio and he starts pumping his fist in the
And
air, doing his old man.
And because we're from a similar generation, all our dads were listening to similar kinds of stuff at that time. So we have an association there of like, Steve Winwood and
Bruce Hornsby in the Range, Don Henley.
Repartee, we got in a thing with them where we
Phil
challenged
Collins.
them to a cover off. And we did that in Nova Scotia. So we came last night prepared with a Phil Collins song. So that's kind of, in a fun way, that's our inspiration to, I don't know. It's all really polished music, and I think that's what it's what our love, our attraction is. It's really polished, pretty music, you know, like Steve Winwood or I don't know.
Also, the films of Tom Cruise and Kevin Costner.
Yeah. They're inspirational as well. Yeah, I find inspiration in old Kevin Costner movies for sure, especially the bad ones like Waterworld and The Postman. But yeah, I think the common ground in music, like Brian was saying, or like Alex was saying, one of them said it. I think we all listen to very different types of music. There's, like I said, there's 6 of us. But yeah, the commonality is maybe what our dads listen to rather than what we listen to. That's where we find the common ground. When we're on the road, we listen to a lot of dad rock and a lot of 80s rock and really love it. And
A lot of radio.
a lot of radio time. But yeah, I think that's kind of the direction we're shooting for in this next project. But I mean, we like I just want to make good music, so we don't really play by any rules.
Wow, I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that.
Fantastic. Hey.
And we're back. Right now, 9:30, 12 degrees outside. Rocking your dial.
Need any station IDs?
We could do one after this if you'd
Sure.
like.
Oh yeah, totally.
Anyway, we're back here live on the radio. On the party
That's
on
the thing.
CHMR.
We're back. Live radio. Party son.
So, as you guys were saying, you had eggs at 4 in this afternoon. So I guess that means the show last night was pretty good.
It was awesome. Like it was, like we've had a chance to play some really awesome shows in the last couple of years, and we did, we found some pretty cool tours this past summer, and the show was great. The energy was fantastic. The room was packed, and we just really love playing with Repartee. They've just become kind of good friends of ours, and we're really happy to come down and be able to do it, on their turf. And yeah, I mean, it's just St. John's is such a music-loving town anyway, so it was just really good. Like, we had a really good time. Yes.
We have to be honest though and say there were a couple things that weren't so great. For example, I attempted to do a high kick at one point and failed miserably. I barely left the ground. It was an embarrassing
I didn't see that.
Embarrassing defeat. I felt totally dejected.
I played flawlessly.
I just meant in terms of my own, stage performance, my kicks and my flips.
Listen.
Anybody coming to the ship tonight can expect a backflip because I'm trying to make up for the fact that I failed on the kick last night.
Jean-Claude
So
Van Damme is in our band.
Yeah. He does really good kicks.
That's why we brought him in.
They're choreographed and they're really well done. He's got great calves.
you're gonna squeeze them later.
Yes, I will.
All right.
It was awesome. We had a really great time. And everyone treated us really nicely, and promoters, everyone's been really helpful. The other bands have been really accommodating, and luckily we have Brody the Roadie. He's been driving us around all weekend. So yeah, it's been great.
We even did the touristy thing and went to Signal.
Oh,
Hill.
very nice.
Yeah.
We did. It was cold.
I was gonna say it was a pretty great day to go up there. I bet it was.
Yeah, well, it was
Yes.
wet and windy, so it was the full experience.
It was exactly how I imagined it.
We're and you guys asked about how last night was, but let's stop living in the past because we're playing tonight, and that's gonna even be it's gonna be twice as good.
Do you guys want to give some deets about
Half
that?
the size,
I don't-
twice as good.
Alex, you know.
He doesn't even know what's
You
happening.
can tell me the details, and I'll say it in a good radio voice.
Sure. So we're playing at a venue called The Ship tonight.
All right, tonight at the ship, SoHo Ghetto. Who else is playing?
Hearsay
Hearsay
and Friends.
and Company. All tonight at the ship. Tonight only. CHMR 93.5. 940, 12 degrees outside.
I think the doors are at 9 o'clock.
Doors are at 9.
It might cost money to get in.
Yeah, I think it's. I don't know.
And not more than you can afford.
It's only like $50 or something.
Yeah.
I think he should take over as host and co-host.
Yeah, you know, you get yourself
I
into
just
here.
want to introduce you. Tonight on the party.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. We are looking forward to.
We're gonna
it.
do an impromptu collaboration with a hip hop band.
Yeah.
Are we?
Yeah.
No, we're not.
Well,
No.
they don't know yet because it wouldn't be impromptu if they
Okay.
knew. We're gonna actually surprise them with it. We're
Yeah.
gonna force
Fair enough.
ourselves onto
We're gonna rush the
stage during their
stage.
set.
Yeah.
Hearsay's pretty cool there.
Yeah, we've heard really good
Great.
things.
Yeah. So we're excited about that. But
Met a couple of them last night.
yeah.
Nice guys.
Yeah. That's one thing about St. John's is that, everybody's got their own stuff to do. So, you understand that everything's up to you when you go on the road. And in St. John's, everybody has been helping us. We had members from Repartee helping bring our gear over to the venue today.
They brought it all. They just took it and brought it.
Brody the Roadie here has just been,
Slaving.
he's got nothing else to
Making
do.
bits.
But
Another member of our band, Rachel, actually went on the hike up Signal Hill.
Okay.
And she sent me a text at the end of the hike and was like, "Yeah, I'm getting some guy to drive me back. I'll be at the house soon." I just went and asked a random guy at the top of Signal Hill, "Hey, can you drive me back downtown?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." So it's like everywhere we turn.
Well, that's the thing
great.
about Newfoundland. It's kind of stereotypical, but a lot of musicians do know each other. So,
Yeah.
everybody's in some other band or knows another band. So
Yeah.
I heard you guys have one drummer for the 40 bands.
It's,
Yeah,
it's
it's the same dude that does it
true.
all.
It's true.
Yeah.
Same guy.
Yeah.
They brought him
Busy
out
man.
from Quarterbook.
Yeah, so we're gonna hear another track from SoHo Ghetto.
Very good.
This is their cover of "Everybody Wants to Rule the World." All right, we're back here on the party on CHMR.
And we're back.
You guys like me saying that, hey?
I love it.
Back here with SoHo Ghetto. Well, nice time. So did you guys want to run down how fans can check you guys out?
Yeah. We got Facebook that they should go to and like us on Facebook. Likes are cool. Also, they could follow us on Twitter
At SoHo
at
Ghetto.
SoHo Ghetto, and they can go to our website, which is www.sohoghetto.com. And yeah, basically just kind of follow those social media outlets, and you can find out everything that's going on with the bands. And you can get our music streaming on Bandcamp.
Or you could just send a friend request to Rachel Center, our keyboard player.
Our keyboard player.
on Facebook.
She will accept
You
you.
can send a self-addressed sealed envelope.
Yeah, totally.
And we'll get back to you.
Yeah. Those are the ways you can follow the band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facebook. Oh, by the way, we're tweeting pictures of us right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Just tweeting it. Live
To be
tweeting.
fair,
Brody the
You
roadie is taking
want to
care of that.
match
Yeah.
the face to this voice.
Yeah. Yeah, there's lots of pictures they can look at on those sites too. Yeah.
And one last time, do you guys want to run down, I guess, the details for tonight?
Sure. Playing the ship with Hearsay, and we hit the stage around 11 or 11:30, and there's going to be good times and parties, and yeah. So come on out, please. Come see us. Come check us out.
Cool. Thanks very much, guys.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
Thanks, man.